Hello fellow Gothamites and lovers of animation. Today we're diving deep into the smoky Art Deco shadows of 1993 for a retrospective on a film that not only redefined what animated features could be, but for many, including me, remains the gold standard for all Batman cinematic experiences, live or animated. Batman: Mask of the Phantasm. Stay tuned for the video.
Anachronic.
Hi comic fans, I'm Joe and welcome to Anachronic Comics. With its profound noir atmosphere, emotional depth, and character-driven story, Batman: Mask of the Phantasm holds the crown for the quintessential Batman story, even though it's often overshadowed by its live-action cousins. So let's dissect the film, and I'll give you 5 reasons why this film is perhaps the best Batman movie ever. First, it's a masterclass in atmospheric noir. First and foremost, Mask of the Phantasm is a masterclass in noir. The aesthetic is pure dark deco, a stylized 1940s meets 1990s. The film doesn't just feature shadows, it's practically constructed from them. Every frame feels heavy, loaded with a sense of impending doom that's palpable from the very opening sequence. The score, composed by Shirley Walker, is a symphonic beast in its own right, a powerful choral, a tragic accompaniment. The movie's look and sound aren't just details. They are active characters that contribute to the overwhelming, brooding mood that is central to Batman's essence. Second, emotional stakes with real weight. Unlike many superhero stories that can feel like a series of increasingly elaborate fights, Mask of the Phantasm is, at its heart, a tragedy. The film introduces a pivotal figure in Bruce Wayne's past, Andrea Beaumont, a woman who came dangerously close to saving him from his path of vengeance. The stakes are profoundly personal. The conflict isn't just about stopping a new villain, the Phantasm. It's about the very soul of Bruce Wayne. The heartbreaking flashbacks that detail his almost normal life with Andrea and the subsequent loss are some of the most emotionally resonant moments in any piece of animation. The choice Bruce faces isn't simple. It's a profound conflict between his happiness and the promise he made to his dead parents. Third, deeply personal, character-driven narrative. And this is where the character-driven narrative truly shines. The film doesn't present us with a fully formed Batman. It shows us why he has to be Batman. The tragic irony is that his quest for personal peace is what ultimately cements his commitment to the cowl. The narrative structure, seemingly weaving past and present, forces us to understand his sacrifice in a whole new way. We see the pain, the regret, and the final devastating acceptance that his happiness must be sacrificed for Gotham's sake. The Phantasm itself is a brilliant reflection on this theme, a dark mirror of Bruce's own internal duality. The ultimate reveal of the Phantasm's identity, which I won't spoil for those of you that haven't seen it yet, is a truly impactful and shocking conclusion that solidifies the film's complex, tragic tone. Fourth, a perfect Gotham cocktail. Let's not forget the incredible cast of characters and how they perfectly integrated. Kevin Conroy's Batman is and always will be the voice of the Dark Knight, and his performance here, conveying everything from tender love to absolute rage, is arguably his best. Mark Hamill's Joker, also at his peak, provides the perfect chaotic counterpoint, a terrifying force of nature that's simultaneously hilariously and genuinely upsetting. But even with these iconic performances, the focus remains firmly on the central relationship and Bruce's internal struggle. The story is a lean, mean, and deeply affecting 76 minutes that uses every second to enhance its themes and characters, with no room for filler or fan service. And the fifth reason, Mask of the Phantasm was written by Alan Burnett, Paul Dini, Martin Pascoe, and Michael Reeves. One of the reasons Mask of the Phantasm feels so unusually rich is that each of the four writers brought a distinct creative muscle to the script. When you look at their contributions side by side, the film's tone suddenly makes perfect sense. Let's take a look at the key scenes and how each writer shaped Batman, Mask of the Phantasm. First, the cemetery flashback, Bruce at his parents' grave. Primary voice here was Alan Burnett. This is Burnett's emotional architecture at its purest. Bruce wrestles with the guilt of wanting life beyond vengeance. The line about not expecting to be happy is exactly the kind of tragic self-awareness Burnett excels at. The scene reframes Batman's origin not as destiny, but as a heartbreaking choice. Why does it work? It humanizes Bruce without weakening him, a Burnett specialty. Second scene, Bruce and Andrea's early romance. Primary voice here is Paul Dini. The playful banter, the gentle teasing, the sense that Bruce is awkwardly learning how to be emotionally open. These are classic Dini touches. Dini always grounds Gotham's darkness with moments of warmth, and this sequence gives the film its beating heart. Why does it work? It makes the later tragedy feel earned, not manufactured. Third, Bruce's first night out as a vigilante. Primary voice here, Martin Pascoe. The structure of this sequence, the escalation, the cause and effect logic, the way Bruce tests and revises his approach reflects Pascoe's disciplined story construction. It's a proto-Batman moment that feels methodical rather than mythic, which is exactly what the script needs at this stage. So why does this one work? It shows Bruce building Batman step by step instead of magically becoming him. Next, the Phantasm's first kill. Primary voice here is Michael Reeves. The fog, the shadows, the silhouette. This is Reeves' noir sensibility in full force. He brings a pulpy, almost supernatural edge to the Phantasm that contrasts beautifully with Bruce's grounded realism. The moral ambiguity of the scene is a Reeves hallmark. It works because it sets the tone for the film's noir mystery without really revealing too much too soon. Next scene, Joker's introduction at the abandoned World's Fair. Primary voice here, Paul Dini, with Burnett's thematic guidance. Dini's understanding of the Joker's theatricality shines here. The humor is sharp, unsettling, and character-driven. Burnett's influence shows in how the Joker is tied to the film's emotional core rather than treated as a random villain. Why does it work? It's a Joker scene that's fun and narratively essential. The Councilman's breakdown. It's the Batman. Primary voice here, Martin Pascoe. The pacing of this sequence, the setup, the panic, the reveal, is structurally tight. Pascoe's skill with procedural storytelling keeps the mystery moving without bogging down the film. Why does it work? It is a clean, efficient plot turn that deepens the stakes. And finally, the final confrontation in the ruined fairgrounds. Primary voices here, Burnett and Reeves. Burnett provides the emotional devastation, Bruce and Andrea confronting the wreckage of their lives. Reeves supplies the visual and tonal darkness, collapsing structures, flickering lights, the sense of a world literally falling apart. The Joker's chaotic energy threads throughout the scene, but the emotional climax belongs to Bruce and Andrea. Why it works. It's an operatic without losing intimacy. The perfect fusion of the film's 4 creative voices. Each writer wasn't just contributing pages, they were contributing sensibilities. Burnett, tragedy and emotional stakes. Denny, character nuance and humanity. Pascal, structure and detective logic. Reeves, noir atmosphere and the moral ambiguity. Together, they create a Batman story that feels mythic, grounded, romantic, and tragic all at once. This combination of noir aesthetics, deep emotional resonance, and a profound character-focused story is why, for many and critics, Batman, Mask of the Phantasm remains unmatched. When you strip away the big stars and the CGI of live-action films nowadays, this is what you're left with. The pure, potent essence of the Caped Crusader, told with a seriousness and an artistry that few superhero films have ever achieved. The movie's legacy is undeniable, influencing decades of animated projects and reminding us that a cartoon can be just as sophisticated, mature, and deeply impactful as any live-action blockbuster. So, if you haven't seen it, turn off this video. Shut down your computer or phone. Dim the lights, crank up the score, and lose yourself in the tragic, beautiful, and absolutely perfect world of Batman, Mask of the Phantasm. You won't regret it. Thanks for watching, and a special thank you to my channel members, the true superheroes who help me provide cash contributions to St. Jude's Research Hospital for Children with Cancer and the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. Please consider joining them by becoming a channel member. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you soon.